We are really blessed this morning to have the wisdom, the powerful words of a fierce advocate for equity and justice in the city of Richmond, Najari Smith, who is with Rich City Rides. I miswrote that in the program. Gifted spoken word artist advocating for entrepreneurial opportunities to strengthen the Black community here in Richmond and to fight displacement. He's got a powerful testimony, and I got to hear him perform this piece at one of our sister organizations, Movement Generation, a month or so back, and thought, this gets to the heart of what brings us here today around the issue of displacement. So I want to hand the mic over to Najari Smith.
Thank you. Yeah, I run a bicycle organization called Rich City Rides. The bikes are just a front. We actually use these bicycles as vehicles for creating healthy civic change. Health-wise, through building businesses. We started off with one bicycle business that we're really proud of on 15th and McDonald. Doing bike rides that get people more familiar with each other, as well as fighting one of those weapons in displacement, which is a lack of civic pride, not being proud of where you come from, and thinking that you need to leave where you're at to create a better life, which is really just moving us around, more so. This piece, it's about a place that I used to know. Very much remains in my heart. And the different trips and travels from my ancestors that got us there. It's Planet Brooklyn. My father's dad, I call him Pop Pop. He came to Brooklyn from Panama as a little lad. Further back, his family traveled there from Trinidad. Further back, difficult to track is an understatement. It's tough making a home when you're misplaced by displacement. Harlem World. My mom grew up there as a little girl. Her dad moved there from Virginia. Another Black person pursuing progress and a paycheck and some salvation so his future family could relax. Further back, his dad's dad didn't get none of that. Work was unpaid for those enslaved, from Africa to the slave ship, from his trip to my trip, and I would love if this journey I could stop it. Difficult to track is an understatement. It's tough making a home when you're misplaced by displacement. I'm an elephant in the room, unseen but felt. 400 years of guilt, countries on my back built. Working the fields like cattle, where they throw the law at you, let you plead your case and hit you in the face with the gavel. Only valued as property, only treated improperly. The board is rigged, double jeopardy in this monopoly. Just a piece that was laid in this game that's played way even before I was here. Planet Brooklyn, Bucktown in the 90s when cats were shooting blindly with good aim. In East New York, hitting their marks, couldn't see that it was their own outlined in chalk. Word to Biggie Smalls, I love BK even now, even though I moved away. Planet Brooklyn, pissy hallways and elevators, street storytellers, the park bench congregation, drinking, smoking, pouring out some liquid libations. Share a tale, share a hustle, share a laugh, pass the liquor. If he sticks as close as a brother when I see him, that's my nigga. My man 50 grand from where I used to chill in Clinton Hills, mad police harassment in Brownsville, Ackee and saltfish, East Flatbush Jamaican dish. I've had it elsewhere, but it never tastes like this. Planet Brooklyn, where they call you son, cause you shine like one. Chicks get knocked up, baby daddies get locked up, and the government acts like Black men don't matter. Brooklyn locked my brother Dennis up. New York locked my cousin Cal up. Brooklyn got my little brother Gary too. I'm not trying to get caught up in this Brooklyn zoo. And placed inside a cage, it's a safari and they hunting niggas with a license to kill. And if they stop you, they might lock you, take you in, or pop you, whether you did something or simply being Black. and night and central bookings, and your weekend is done, got a job, hope you out by Sunday, or you might have to find another one. That's why I say fuck the system. Systemically birthed me in poverty, created ghettos, and silver spoon fed me myths that had me convinced that making it meant making it out alive. That making a home meant leaving my home, and if I didn't leave like a well-programmed, systematic sheep, my future was prison or 6 feet deep. Or state-sanctioned police brutality. I think of Abner Louima, the plunger, and the pigs at the 7-0 precinct. My Brooklyn was a time before 99. Never would I have thought that by 2001, my Brooklyn would be done. I miss the good, but not the bad. I miss the summer parties on every block, not my boy getting shot, not my cousin overdosing on heroin and crack rock, not some family selling and other family using, some getting shot and some doing the shooting. And to think in order to get away, I moved to the Bay. And the same shit happens here like every day. Police brutality, gentrification, and displacement of families. It's not just New Brooklyn, it's a nationwide reality. That the poor get displaced and it ain't safe, and people get dispersed, populations get replaced. The culture vultures swoop in to feed off whatever place is cool. What are you gonna do when the rent is too high for you? My mama got evicted from BK. She never wanted to leave, but Brooklyn is a cold bitch with a trick up her sleeve. My little brother doesn't live in Brooklyn. He moved to BX. I moved from BK to San Fran, from Fruitvale to Best Oakland. And now, I live in Richmond, a place of passion, history, and pride, where people create purpose, is how they survive. I live in Richmond. I've been to many places that remind me of other places, but there's no place like Richmond. A place of rich hearts where real talk is spoken from rich minds filled with the conviction that often make the decisions to speak truth that cut with truthful incisions. It's strange. In Brooklyn I had this, but never did I believe in home. But what is home? How can you know what home is when you've never been anywhere longer than a generation or two? My family went from being moved by Master to being moved by MasterCard. Well, I'm tired of moving. I'm even more tired of being moved. I will not be moved. Where am I going to move to? Antioch, Pittsburgh, Vallejo. With everyone else, heard to somewhere else. Move from where you were to where you can afford. In the name of the ancestors, my pop and my grandfather, my mother and brothers, my people in Panama and Trinidad, my ancestors who died fighting oppression against the malevolent will of slave bastards, rapists, cultures, culture thieves, and kidnappers who stole my lineage from Africa. I was born in America and I lay my claim, and I'm not leaving anymore. This country is mine, and you're gonna pay what you owe. Home, home. Thank you.
Jerry didn't tell me to say this, but I want to let y'all know I just made a big donation to Rich City Rides because of what they do, but also because of who he is and who he is standing for. I invite y'all to consider doing the same and also get more information about Rich City Rides during and after the breakfast.